Welcome back to Talk with Tay podcast. We're back with another episode today, and for today's topic, I'm going to be discussing why men, especially black men, have trouble with opening up, being vulnerable, and sharing some of their, I would say, darkest and trauma experiences. I know for me personally, every time that I would give somebody a safe space, right, to allow me to vent to them, share some things that, a lot of people may not have known about me, right? Something that's really personal to me, something that affected me, my childhood. A lot of things happened to me growing up. You know what I mean? I've had to make certain decisions that I'm not proud of, coming from my environment, but time and time, people give you these spaces to open up. And then once you do so, it's almost like people use it against you, no matter what. This is really why men struggle to open up and share certain shit that's happened to us. You know what I mean? We don't feel safe doing so. And if we do feel safe, the next person, they give us a reason to not ever want to open up about certain things. So like, for example, right? A person can beg you, can want to know more about you, really care about you in a sense. I'm not going to say, people use everyone's intentions are bad, right? But a person can care about you and want you to have a safe space with them to open up about some trauma, some things that's bothering you as a man, as a black man at that. As soon as you open up, right, that shit is used as ammunition, like against you. Later down the line, situation come up, an argument come up, you know what I mean? They're using what you told, you opened up about, and you shared some of your hardest struggles in life, and it's used against you in a negative way. You're looked at as a weak man if you're vulnerable. You feel me? You have all of these different labels on top of you just by opening up, right? And these are people who swear up and down that this was a safe space for you to open up about these things. And me personally, after a while, after some years of doing that, it's hard to get me to open up about anything, right? And I open up a lot, like just naturally, but there's some shit. We all have some things that, we're still trying to unpack. And when it comes to trauma, you know what I mean? Like childhood trauma. It's a lot of things that may have happened to people. So, we share some things, but there's also some things we don't share. You know what I mean? And that will take time. Some people, go through life and sometimes never share those things that's happened to them with people. And the reason why I'm talking about this today is because there's a story that was brought to my attention recently. It's about a famous celebrity DJ, professional dancer. The wife was also a professional dancer. They were in the limelight. You may have heard this story. You may have not. The professional DJ and dancer, the male in this story, committed suicide in 2022, right? Fast forward to now. This is all things that I've read. The spouse released a memoir about some of the things that she discovered about her partner after his death, right? And these were things that he did not tell her. Some of his darkest experiences and traumas that happened to him, and why he had mental health issues. And I feel like he was very vocal, from my understanding, about his mental health problems, due to the, outside of being, at the forefront of the public eye, right? Being a celebrity, a famous DJ on a TV show, and a professional dancer, right? I feel like he expressed him being dealing with mental health issues, but there was some things that he did not tell his wife, from my understanding, right? This is everything that I'm reading. Now put two and two together. Y'all may know who, this story is about, considering that this recent, actions, have come about with the wife releasing, this information, this storyline, right? And to give you a little bit more context about these things, she found a journal, allegedly. She found a journal, and she discovered that this person indulged in, psychedelics to cope with the pain. So there was mushrooms found in different types of drugs that were found after the death of the man. When you're gathering personal things, you're going through stuff, you could find all type of shit in there. But this person, the spouse, decided to release, this information in hopes of spreading light and making people aware of things about their partner being hidden from them. You know what I mean? When it comes to trauma and mental health and things that men deal with, right? So there's a lot of controversy going on about, who has the right to tell your story. That's been the topic now for, I would say, a few days. I want to say a few days. I just got hip to the story, if I'm being honest about it, but I can't really confirm how long this has been, kind of in the news segment or whatever. But this person is getting a lot of backlash for that because these are things he kept private from the world, right? And we don't know if this man told his wife, hey, I want you to release this or not. We don't know. But the story gets a little deeper because the man's family is speaking out now about how ashamed and how betrayed they feel from her doing her actions of releasing this and sharing about his darkest traumas, which was him being sexually assaulted as a young child, right? As a young man, and him doing drugs and doing all these things, right? And me personally, and all of this is, all of these things are alleged, right? And it goes even as far as the wife supposedly, allegedly made the family sign NDAs, while attending funeral services. And, I'm gonna be honest, I don't have all the factuals about this because it's kind of all over the place to me personally, but that's the gist of the story. The man dealt with mental health issues, and there are some things he didn't share with his wife. They have children together, and you can only imagine these things were some of his darkest, experiences in life. And I feel the same way about not sharing certain things with people, right? Because like I said, again, when you share things, it always comes back and bites you in the ass. You know what I mean? And now that this book has been released on his behalf, right, due to the wife, now there are people his family feels like, she's tarnishing his legacy and such, because it was kind of like a blindside thing just from the outside looking in, right? It just came out of nowhere, or maybe it was in the works and the family was trying to, maneuver, delegate somewhere in there. You just never know. But this makes sense for, there to be some tension and conflict going on between the wife and the spouse, right? Because, they're going public about sharing their feelings about how this makes them feel, and they feel like she shouldn't have done it. Me personally, I don't feel like that was right unless, again, we don't know if this man told her to do these things, but I feel like he shared these. There's someone else outside of his wife that knows about these darkest, the darkest things about him, I would say, his worst trauma experiences and why he coped the way he did. And it's really touchy because, again, I'm talking about somebody who's in the public, the public eye, public figure, right? A celebrity, so say. And now when you talk about the children finding, having to find out things this way, and maybe they didn't, right? But now it's on the internet, man. Like once something hits the internet, there's no room for safety. You know what I mean? Especially something this serious, of this magnitude. Man. He's been deceased now for 3 years. Rest in peace to him, man. The suicide rate is really up when it comes to men. You know what I mean? It's almost like we really can't handle these things for real. If you just look at statistics and the men's suicide rate from now, going forward. But think about, the children in this, right? I'm almost certain that they didn't know anything about this, about their fathers, some of their father's darkest and deepest secrets and the things that hurt him the most and why he chose to keep it away. And I feel like that's every man's objective in life, right? Is to be strong, be a provider, mask everything, just because, of societal expectations on us when it comes to us being vulnerable, opening up about things. You ever just sit back and notice how these men and people in general, right? Especially, but I'm talking about men right now. Out of nowhere, they just commit suicide, man. Like these people be you looking at them, nothing is wrong with them, right? I'm not going to say nothing is wrong, but from the outside looking in, they got a happy life. They may have a little bit of money. They're doing well for themselves. They got a family. And all of a sudden, right, they committed suicide. Like, this isn't just some shit that I'm just spitting out here, bro. This is facts, man. We see it all the time, bro. Everybody is going to it, no matter what walk of life you're going through, bro. You got professional athletes talking about, mental health and how, everything is not all glamour like people think, right? They're on the biggest stage. They're making millions of dollars. They can do whatever they want. They get paid to play a sport, right? But people think that they don't deal with nothing, right? And that's with everybody, though. Just because something looks good, you think, oh, that person is fine. And then when those problems come out, right, certain behavior come out, you find out about certain habits that they picked up when it comes to, coping, different things, their vices, what they're using to cope. And it's always judgmental. But again, that comes back to me saying we have to mask everything, bro. Like, I don't think people really understand, especially, and I'm speaking to women now, I don't really think y'all really understand the shit that we have to go through on a daily. Even if let's say 80% of the shit, it's another, I'm not even gonna say 80. Let's just say you just know what we going through, right? As a black man in this world. It's way deeper than what you think. It's stuff that we would never even address or bring up to y'all that we battle with daily, right? Even with all the success, even, with things seeming to be going in the right direction, man. It's super hard, man. And I feel like, I don't know what it's going to take to change, that narrative of men not being able to open up, especially, in a household for sure, man. A lot of these suicides are, people that are husbands, man. They're leaving behind children. Like, sometimes you really have to sit back and think, okay, how is it getting to the point where they will want to leave all of this behind, bro? That's not normal. I don't get it. And for someone who's felt this way before, yes, I've told you all this before. I've been on the verge plenty of times, bro. And the thing that I feel the most, I felt the most during those times was, man, nobody really give a fuck. I'm sitting here struggling. I gotta repeat the same shit over and over. I break my back for motherfuckers who wouldn't do nothing for me all the time, right? And these are people as closest to me, my friends, in relationships, family. You get what I'm saying? They just watching me struggle. And I feel like this is a very common thing with men. People just watch us struggle about everything, bro, and think we just supposed to mask it, bro. Like, how are we supposed to constantly deal with shit and deal with the world at the same time? I had a conversation with somebody the other day. It was centered around, in relation to this topic, because I'm at the point now where I was like, when I'm like, you know what I mean, I walk on eggshells with motherfuckers damn near for real. That's why I say I don't even, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel a safe space to talk to people. I'm getting there, you know what I mean? But I feel more safer talking to the world. I feel more safer talking to this fucking camera in here by myself than I do to a person, right? Because I'm in here by myself. I know ain't nobody gonna judge me then, but once it's out to the world, that's cool. That's a different type of feeling. Like, somebody might judge me then, but at least I don't know about it. You get what I mean? But anyway, I was having this conversation and I was pretty much saying, like, I walk on eggshells. I don't feel like I can talk to people. You know what I mean? And you get so tired of saying, the same things over and over when it comes to how you feel about things. It just bothers me for real. It bothers me really bad because, how much longer do we have to just keep putting shit aside? Shit that's hurting us. You know what I mean? Like, we can never be all the way 100% truthful about the shit that's bothering us, right? We have to hint and do subliminals, right? Let's take music, for example. We sit and listen to shit where we hear it. We hear the pain that people are expressing to us, right? But even that's a little bit of it. I can tell you that right now. That's not all of it. And yeah, that may be, their way to express, right? But now you're starting to see more artists, more male artists come out and talk about shit that we would have never thought, right? And we didn't heard some of the craziest shit on songs. You get what I mean? So, like, what is it going to, like, I just want to know, like, what is it going to take, man? Because we feel shamed. We feel judged by everything. And that's why I feel like we're just accustomed to just, keeping it pushing. I know for sure I am. Like, it ain't even nothing to talk about nowadays because I already know if you're not going to use it against me, you're not going to really understand. You're not going to want to hear it. You know what I mean? And you may not care that much. I got to stop thinking that people actually, there's some people out there that care. You get what I mean? But I don't know, man. It's a lot of work in progress. But back to me having that conversation with this person, I told them, like, man, when my mother passed away, right, that is when I really got a chance to just sit and soak and unpack 25 years of trauma going on 3 years now. I'm unpacking every single thing now. So the person I was before my mother died, right, I dealt with mental health issues and I kind of harbored on trauma. I carried a lot of weight with me. But now, since my mother died, man, it's been so much shit to just unravel in the past 3 years that it's like, when do I ever catch up with it? Will I ever catch up with it? Do y'all think that you will ever be healed like 100%? Like, I really want to know because, I've expressed, how I felt about my mother's death to people who I thought, some people who I thought was close to me, some people that are still in my circle. I've expressed how I felt about that, man. And the responses that I get from people who never really experienced hurt for real or pain or death, like a close death, it is ridiculous, bro. It's absolutely ridiculous, dog. I didn't heard everything from, do you accept it yet? you need to accept it, she's dead. All, you know what I'm saying? All of these things, right? And I'm just like, so it almost got to the point where I'm like, okay, maybe I need to think their way. But then when I get away from the motherfuckers, I just be like, bro, that shit so inconsiderate, bro. How the fuck you just gonna say some shit like that to me? But then you become a problem, and this again too, this is why men heal in silence. Some of the worst shit can happen to us in a day, right? We can come home, we can get hit by a car or some shit, right? We could be perfectly fine, bro. We'll come home, we won't even say nothing, bro. I promise you, we wouldn't even say shit. There's people out there that wouldn't even say shit because it ain't, you get what I'm saying? It's that bad, I feel like. And that's an example. I'm not, that's hypothetical, but to me, that's just really how I feel. Like, it's like, man, like, why does it have to be that way? You know what I mean? And then people could get mad at you for not wanting to share after time and time you've tried to share. And the energy that you got from sharing, again, you either have it used against you or you can just feel that they don't really, you know what I'm saying? They ain't really fucking with that shit. Like, man, they waiting on you to be quiet, like, in a sense. And then you can peep that energy, man. You can always peep that. And I'm always considerate, right? Some people ain't really ready for this real shit. Some people ain't ready to talk about shit that's really going on, internally, or that's been around them, their environment, their childhood, whatever. All shit that's fucked up, whole ass shit. Everybody ain't ready to talk about that. So when they meet a motherfucker who want to address certain shit or just express how they feel, they like, hell nah, we good. And I hate that has to be a thing, because then you pick up different habits from coping, right? We see it. It's in our culture, man. We see it all the time. Drugs, alcohol, fucking lean, pill, like all type of things, bro. Like, and almost feel like, that's all people have to go to, right? So that's why it feels easier to numb it that way instead of just talking about it. You know what I mean? And I can totally relate. Me, I'm just glad that I've never, turned, to certain things, like drugs and alcohol. I ain't never smoked or drink in my life, bro. Like, I couldn't stand that shit growing up. My whole family smoked weed and drink. Everybody I know smoked and drink. I was like, nah, I'm good on that. Cause I seen what it did to people early on. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, you feel me? I ain't about to be out here fucked up. You know what I mean? Like that. Like, you feel me? I care too much about my body anyway. You get what I mean? But just seeing what it did to people, that is such an easy habit to pick up, man, when it comes to those two things, bro. Like, you can pick up a bottle quick. You can get some pills quick. You can get some weed. Like that, bro. That shit is so accessible. And once that become like an addiction, bro, that's hard. That's hard, bro. I know my man's, he told me a while ago, man, he had, you know what, I ain't even gonna say exactly what it was, but he said he struggled with addiction silently. You would have never known, bro. My person looked good, everything, you know what I'm saying? He doing well for himself, but he had an addiction for a while. Because that's what helped him cope with shit in life. You feel me what I'm saying? Like, people be going through shit, dog, and you'll never, I say this all the time, you'll just never know, man. Looking outside, from the outside looking in, everything look cool, but bro, it's, we need to start having a safe space for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got the gym, you feel me? We got money, we spend shit. You know what I mean? Some people, not everything is a bad, coping mechanism to me. You could just go eat some food when you get sad and shit like that. Like, I feel like there's bad coping mechanisms and there's good ones. You know what I mean? And sometimes the good ones are not always good. You know what I mean? So, like, I know for me, when I get sad, nigga, boy, I'm looking up I would eat the craziest meal, bro, and just stuff my face and go to sleep. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I probably wouldn't want to leave the house too. So I'd be on DoorDash spending crazy bread for days. You know what I'm saying? Just eating shit, bro. Going to sleep. But just knowing that, okay, this only gonna last for a few days because I'm gonna feel disgusted with myself. So I'm gonna get up, you feel me, get back in the routine, hit the gym, go walk, all that shit. And you feel me, I flush that shit out, detox, whatever. But man, yeah, it's just really sad, man. Especially this story I talked about with the famous, the public figure couple, just releasing that information. You never know if that person wanted that information to be shared, man. I know if it was me, I would be turning over in my grave for real. Cause I feel like you should get a chance to tell your story. You know what I mean? I wholeheartedly feel like that, man. Now his family got to watch this shit, unravel from the outside in, bro. You get what I mean? They got to watch all of this shit. They got to watch people form these type of judgments, man. And this person was a good, his name was good. Like people actually liked him and stuff like that. Now you've given the world room to just play with his name like that. And now his kids have to see that. You get what I mean? And it's a reason I feel like, granted, and I understand that this person, the wife in particular, is grieving the loss of her husband. Totally understandable, man. You just never know the dynamic of something. And you never know how she feels either, whatever. But I feel like there was a reason why, he never shared those things or never got a chance to share them. But the fact that, he couldn't take it anymore, right? Man, it's sad, bro. That's a sad situation. You feel me? But I don't know. This is I don't know. I feel like it's a good reason why, he didn't share those things specifically. And I feel the same way with why I don't share things as well, because I don't want that shit used against me, in a bad light, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, dog. It's a lot of shit that I could talk about. I remember I was talking to somebody, and I accidentally, not really accidentally, but I had laughed about some shit that I went through, that's traumatizing to me as a kid. And that person was so surprised. And I'm like, and they kind of felt some type of way because I've never told them that before. It wasn't even nothing it wasn't nothing too crazy, but it definitely affected me, man, growing up, knowing that I had to do certain things, coming from where I'm from. And me, I was like, when I said it, I didn't even really know, you feel me, that this person wasn't even aware of this, right? Because I got so much to unpack. I've talked to this person before about it, but then they was like feeling some type of way about it because I never shared it with them. I'm just like, man, look, bro, I'm unpacking a lot of shit right now, bro. Dealing with the death of my mother. Sometimes things are a blur. Sometimes one day I could wake up and remember everything in my childhood. Some days I wake up, bro, and I try to forget everything. That's just, it comes with the territory. You just never know how you're going to feel about the situation or things that affect you growing up. You know what I mean? And those conversations are not easy, man, especially for people who may not have experienced trauma. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying nobody has experienced anything, but there's a difference. You get what I mean? But yeah, I just feel like, there's some things I don't want to share, at least at this moment, with people. You get what I'm saying? Because of all of the bad experiences. That's just like if you told me something, I went and told somebody else, or we argue, and I bring up some fucked up shit about, what happened to you. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple, but people be having a hard time trying to understand that concept of why people don't, men don't open up and share shit. It's simple. It's used against us in every aspect, bro. No matter what it is. And then we gonna be weak. We gonna be all of this shit. You know what I mean? Like, bro, nobody wanna hear that shit, bro. We just wanna keep it pushing, bro, and just try to be happy, man. Not try, we wanna be happy, but like some shit ain't even worth it, man. You feel me? We know when to choose our battles when it comes to sharing shit and just keeping shit away. Because again, as you grow, you learn how to deal with things. And yeah, man, it's all good though. But yeah, man, that's the topic and story that I wanted to share with y'all today, man. I want to know, how do y'all feel about, you know, this story that I'm talking about. If you don't know about the story, you can go look it up. This is why men heal in silence. We go through everything silently. You struggle silently. I feel like it's always been that way. And people still seem to not understand. So it's just a lot of work to do. I know for me, I'm gonna, you know, I'm just gonna continue life. I'm gonna just say that. I fight a battle every day with grief alone. I fight this battle every day with just grief, losing my mother. It's almost like you know, I still don't really know how to explain this shit, man, because it's almost like you stick out. You stand out in the worst way possible, bro. Because after a while, man, people, be honest with you, people don't really want to hear that shit for real. They quick to forget about some shit that hurts you a lot, man. You know what I mean? And then people always think that you need sympathy, right? And they always try to, revolve everything around the loss that you have. But it's really not even that, man. It's just something, it bothers us. It bothers me every day. It bothers me every day, bro. And I always feel like I'm at the point now where I feel like people think I should be just over or healed about this shit. And that's far from the case. Again, people will be saying some crazy ass shit to me, dog. Telling me that I should feel this way. Like, how the fuck you gonna tell me how I feel about my mom, bro? And what we went through. You get what I'm saying? How you gonna sit there and tell me that? And then I'm wrong, right? If I respond a certain way to the shit that you saying to me. But I always say this too. People will never understand until it happens to them, bro. On my first couple episodes, I talked about people in my life at the time, right? We went through, our little turmoil or whatever, right? And for the life of them, they really couldn't understand me, bro. They found every reason to judge and, project their own shit and their opinions on how I should feel about losing my mom. Even family to this day. I got some family who do the same shit. Two of those same people, right? End up having a conversation later with them, right? And they finally understood because something like that happened to them. You get what I'm saying? I don't wish this shit on nobody, bro. But y'all gotta be cool out here, man. I'm telling you, y'all gotta be careful of how you deal with people who lose somebody, man. Death is not no game, dog. That shit, it rewires your whole brain, bro. You feel me? It rewires your whole brain. You literally become a new person once you lose someone like a parent or someone close to you. And that sounds cliche, right? You become a new person. No, I'm dead ass serious, bro. After December 3rd, 2021, something happened to me. Could I tell you what that is? No. But I literally know that I'm not the same person for obvious reasons. But I'm getting deeper into this shit now. So I'm prepared to always be misunderstood about whatever. I don't give a fuck. I always been that way for real anyway. You get what I'm saying? I've always been outspoken, but when you go through something like this, you just be prepared for. Just be prepared for the side eyes. Be prepared for conversations, about how people, how they feel like you should feel about it, bro. And it's sad, dog, because people feel like they can change that shit, and you really can't change it. You can't do nothing about it. All they want to do is try to change it and judge. You get what I mean? And that's a lonely ass feeling, man. You grieving people that's, deceased. You grieving people that's still alive. And some people are fortunate to not experience that, right? You know what I'm saying? Some people ain't lost nobody close. Some people still have the same friend groups and all of that things, right? And even if they don't have the same friends, they don't experience some of the, the bad outgrowing of relationships and loved ones. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people grieve differently, man. That's what I'm starting to notice too. And it's cool. But that's just the main reason why I don't, I don't share shit no more, like with people close. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even told y'all a lot of shit about me. You know what I mean? Y'all know enough to where I'm comfortable sharing. And maybe I will get to the point, down the line where I do feel like I could share, other things. Because it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? I do share what bothers me, though, for sure. But yeah, man, thank y'all for tuning in, man. Thank y'all for watching this episode, man. We gonna wrap it up right here, man. Yeah, man, we gotta do better. We gotta stop healing in silence. And that starts with people around us in the world, and it's a lot of shit that go into it, man. But we can't keep holding shit in that bothers us, bro. I'm speaking to myself right now too, because like I said again, I don't feel comfortable sharing shit with people, bro. Like, motherfucker hit me up, you not getting no information from me. You know what I mean? I stopped that shit a long, long time ago. You see me post something on Instagram, that's cool, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't giving no more, I ain't giving people no more. I'm not giving into it no more, man. So yeah, man, this is something that I deal with daily, and I'm glad to be here to share that with y'all, man. Drop some likes and comments in this video for me, and let me know how y'all feel about today's topic of and this can be everybody. Why do we heal in silence, especially men? My men out there, man, y'all tap in and let me know. I need some different perspectives, man. I need some more conversations outside of, this podcast. So yeah, man, appreciate y'all for tapping in to episode 12, man. I'm out.